Ever feel like music has kind of lost its magic in the age of streaming? You are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to dive into the world of vinyl records and see how they can turn listening from just a passive habit back into a really meaningful experience.
So let me ask you this. With literally infinite songs right at our fingertips, do we actually listen anymore? Or has music just become, the soundtrack to our multitasking lives? Something we skip through while we're doing a dozen other things.
Yeah, that picture on the left, that problem looks pretty familiar, right? That's passive listening. It's the default for so many of us now. But the image on the right, that's active listening. And that right there is the heart and soul of the vinyl experience. It's intentional. It's a commitment to a full album that turns music from just noise back into an event. The simple act of putting a record on forces you to slow down, to sit back, and to just listen.
So are you ready to make music an event again? Awesome. First things first, you're going to need the right tools. So let's take a look at how to put together your very first hi-fi setup. And don't worry, it really doesn't have to be complicated or crazy expensive to sound incredible.
Getting a quality setup is surprisingly accessible. You really only need three main things: a turntable, some powered speakers, and a preamp. And the preamp? Well, it's often built right into great starter turntables like this Audio-Technica AT-LP60X. For around $250, you can have a system that not only sounds fantastic, but, and this is super important, actually treats your records well.
Okay, and now for a really, really crucial warning. Please, avoid those cheap, all-in-one suitcase players. I know they look cool, but their poor quality needles and heavy tracking force can literally carve up your precious vinyl. Seriously, sticking with trusted brands like Audio-Technica, Sony, or Project is the absolute best way to protect your new collection. Okay, you've got your gear. Now for the really fun part, buying the records. Now, if you're going to be digging for some used gems, you need to know how to read the grooves. So let's break down the universal language of record condition. That way you can buy with total confidence.
So, the secret weapon for buying used vinyl is understanding something called the Goldmine Grading Guide. It's the industry standard that pretty much all sellers use, from your local shop to huge online marketplaces like Discogs. It's how they rate a record's condition. Let's quickly go over the most common grades you're going to run into.
First up, you've got near mint, or NM. This is basically as close to perfect as you can get for a record that's been opened. It looks like it's never even been played, and it sounds that way too. We're talking no surface noise, no clicks, nothing. It's the top of the line. Next up is what I like to call the collector's sweet spot. Very Good Plus, or VG Plus. Now, a VG Plus record might have a few minor scuffs on it, from being taken in and out of the sleeve, but the key thing is that these little flaws don't actually affect the sound. You get a really clean listening experience without paying that premium price for a near-mint copy. And finally, we've got Very Good, or VG. This is where you'll start to hear a record's history a little bit. It'll play all the way through without skipping, which is great, but there will be some noticeable surface noise. Some crackles and pops, especially during the quiet songs. It's been well-loved, and you can hear it. And this is why knowing those grades is so important for your wallet. Just look at how dramatically the value drops with each step down. A VG Plus record is typically worth about half of a near-mint copy, and a VG record, only a quarter. So yeah, knowing the difference can save you a whole lot of money. All right, you've got your gear, you've got your first records. Now for the final, and honestly the most rewarding part of the whole ritual, setting up your space to get the absolute best sound possible. This is where the real magic of stereo sound happens. It's all about creating the sweet spot. All you have to do is arrange your two speakers and your chair into an equilateral triangle, just like you see here. Then, point the speakers just a little bit inward, so the tweeters are right at ear level. It's simple geometry, but what it does is create this incredible three-dimensional soundstage where you can hear exactly where every instrument is in the mix. It's amazing. And of course, to keep that incredible sound, you've got to take care of your records. There are really just three simple habits you need to get into. First, give your record a quick sweep with a carbon fiber brush before every single play. It gets all the dust off. Second, use good quality inner and outer sleeves to protect from static and scratches. And finally, always, store them vertically, like books on a shelf. Never stack them flat or they'll warp. And that's the whole ritual. When you choose the album, you clean it, you place it on the turntable, and you sit down in that sweet spot, you've committed. You've created a space and a moment that's dedicated only to listening. And just like that, music is no longer just wallpaper. It's the main event. And so the whole experience is just waiting for you. The ritual is simple,
But the reward is this deep, incredible connection to the music you already love. So the only question left, and it's the most exciting one of all, is what album will you listen to first?